Beauty is mostly objective, and that's actually a good thing. If beauty was some abstract notion that was out there in the ether of the universe with no means to measure it, it would be impossible to make yourself more attractive, as you wouldn't know what steps to take. We already know what makes a face attractive and the plethora of social benefits that come with it. So in this video I will show you how to actually, objectively be more physically attractive. The bigger your glow up, the more radical the difference in how you interact with the world will be. As sad as that sounds, but here are the steps. Number 1. Get lean. You'll need to do this before going to more extreme measures such as plastic surgery, as the changes in body fat reveal what your face actually looks like. You might think you lack a jawline, for example, but most people are just not lean enough to have a really prominent jawline. If you think about it, some people literally go their entire life with model level looks, but hidden underneath adipose tissue. And by lean, I mean really lean, and that's because people tend to lose their facial fat last. The secret to attractiveness is being lean and healthy, and this is true for both genders. Number 2. Orthognatic surgery, orthodontic treatment, and mewing. This is single-handedly the most powerful tool you can use to improve not only your looks, but your overall quality of life. Due to our environment and dietary habits, our jaws and teeth tend to not be developed enough for proper function, and as humans are just animals, what we consider attractive in a jaw is basically just a healthy developed one. I separate orthognatic surgery from plastic surgery, as the functional aspect of it is just as important as the aesthetic one, if not more so. That's why it's also usually covered by medical insurance. Having an underdeveloped lower third affects your entire face. You can see how people's eyes, nose, and cheekbones change after having this procedure done, as the face gets overall more support. I see a lot of people getting nose jobs, when in fact they just have an underdeveloped upper jaw. That's why I highly recommend to make sure there's nothing orthodontically wrong with your face before going into plastic surgery. Your face is the sum of its parts, so you have to understand how those parts influence each other. As for orthodontic treatment, I don't think I need to make an argument as to why straight teeth are considered attractive. And as for mewing, even though there's no scientific evidence for it, anecdotally, I started seeing major improvements in my face after practicing proper tongue posture and proper chewing habits. I only gained the hollow cheeks look after implementing mewing, and there's also plenty of anecdotes on forums of people seeing the same type of changes. Number 3. Plastic surgery. This step is the most complicated one, as you need to do a lot of research to make sure you actually need a certain procedure, to make sure your surgeon is competent enough, and the financial investment can be pretty big. I recommend staying away from liposuctions, radical rhinoplasties, chin implants, breast implants, fillers, and so on. The procedures I recommend are septorhinoplasties for the obvious aesthetic and functional aspect, genioplasty in case your jaws are correctly aligned but you have a recessed chin, then hair transplant, autoplasty, gynecomastia removal, breast lifts, and a few more. But again, do your research. This is more of a guide to just point you in the right direction. Number 4. Skincare. This one is pretty simple, as skin is the most malleable feature you have, unlike moving your teeth and literally breaking your entire jaw. The most important parts of a skincare routine are diet, sleep, and hydration, and then skincare products. Try to take a more holistic approach to skin. It's usually a sign that there's something wrong health-wise, so don't just dump skincare products on it. Experiment a lot when it comes to diet. I personally started seeing major improvements in my acne after implementing probiotics in my regimen and eliminating things like gluten and dairy products, so see what works best for you. I consider a retinoid at night and salicylic acid in the morning to be the foundation of a good skincare routine, with everything else being dependent on your skin type. And if those things can't fix your acne, you can try things like Accutane that will absolutely nuke your acne into oblivion, but be aware of the side effects. Number 5. Fashion and hairstyle. When it comes to fashion and hairstyle, it will always be a multiplier of your attractiveness. So the more attractive you are, the more it will benefit you. So do the previous steps. For example, if you are a 4 and get a 20% boost from your style, you become a 4.8. But a 7 who gets a 20% boost becomes an 8.4, and so on. I know that rating people with numbers may be weird, but you get the point I'm trying to demonstrate. But then, the best advice I could give is to use fashion as a method of expressing yourself. Go on Pinterest and just find outfits and styles that fit your persona and your overall vibe and personality. Learn to dress for your height and build. Yes, if you are tall, you will get away with a lot more, but that shouldn't discourage you if you are on the shorter side. There's plenty of creators nowadays who give top-notch advice on how to dress yourself with all the variables in mind. And as for hairstyle, look for those guys that show what face shape goes with what haircut, and just ignore them. You'll find what's trendy on Pinterest and combine that with a consultation from a stylist or a barber, and you'll be set. Goodbye.